Killie Boys is quite apt for this series, that name, because we actually have the youngest team in the Scottish Premiership. I think if I realise how young our team was, our average age is under 23. Yes, hello, welcome back into the 11am Sports YouTube channel, here for the Killie Boys on Football Manager 21. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button for more Football Manager content. And here we are, as I say, for the Killie Boys, coming back after a fairly disappointing episode last time out, where we were knocked out of Europe. I'm just showing you this screen because this is where I noticed that I was working my way through some of the screens to have a look at some stuff, and our average age down here is 22.87, the youngest in the league. We're a fairly short team as well, at only 5'11" for average height, but strangely we're one of the heavier teams. So short and fat, that appears to be our players, which probably is not ideal to be a footballer, being short and fat. But yes, when we last met, it was the Hertha Berlin game where we lost 4-0, when we followed that up with a 3-1 loss against Rangers. At this point, I was getting very, very frustrated. May or may not have thrown the toys out the pram a little bit. And remember I said that those two centre-backs, Hamilton and Spence, were not going to play? Well, they did not play against Rangers. And to be honest, it didn't help us. Egan Riley and Hardley did not play that great against Rangers, and we lost 3-1. Though, to be honest, the statistics suggest that we dominated the games. We had more of the ball, more of the shots. But Rangers had more of the goals, and that was the important thing. We followed that up after the international break with a 2-1 victory over Hibs. Late goals from Dylan Tate getting us a win there. Rodell Richards and Dylan Tate scoring for us in that game. We then played against St Mirren, where we disappointingly drew 1-0. Dylan Tate scoring again for us in that game. That followed that up with a nice 1-0 win against Hamilton. To be honest, we did not play that well. Charles Bolly scored the goal for us in that one, which seems to be a common occurrence for us, Charles Bolly scoring goals. I'm sure you remember from earlier in the season, he scored that lovely hat-trick. We then played against Rangers in the Betfred Cup quarter-final, which was a disappointing defeat in the end. Another game that we dominated against Rangers, frustratingly. We went up 1-0 with a CJ Egan Riley early goal. Very nice finish from him at right back in this game. They then got an equaliser in the 93rd minute thanks to Joey Veerman. And then they scored in the 113th minute in extra time with Kai Kennedy. Very frustrating. Followed that up with a 1-0 draw against Dundee United. Again, another game we didn't play that well in. We got a man sent off in the end. Finn Malcolm scoring the goal for us in that one. And then against Motherwell just there, we played surprisingly well. And eventually we got the win. Darren Burt scoring just before half-time and Chris Long scoring for Motherwell just after half-time made me very worried. But then Jamie Hamilton scored from a corner, and Charles Bolly scored a couple of goals in a couple of minutes just after that. As I was mentioning, Bolly scoring goals, and that meant we won the game 4-1. I was getting very frustrated, I must say, because there was a lot of not winning going on around there, and I thought this is not great for our title chance. But we actually are here in third position. Though we've not won a lot of games, they don't appear to really have been in the league. Obviously, we lost the one to Rangers in the league, but that's the only game we've lost all season in the league. The two draws against Dundee United and St Mirren. It's frustrating that they were in 10th and 6th position, those two teams, but we did have had nice wins against Motherwell, Aberdeen, Hibs, and who was the other team? We've beaten Dunfermline because we play against Queen's Park and Celtic in the next two. And then we still have to play against Hearts to finish our first round of fixtures. So it actually leaves us in third position, only 1 point off the top. And personally, I was getting very frustrated because I was thinking we weren't doing that well. And I say it turns out we're 1 point off the top of the table, and 2 victories today could actually put us top, which is very exciting indeed. But our first game we play today is against Queen's Park, who are bottom of the table. They beat Hamilton early on in the season. Remember the first game of the season? I thought, oh, they might be onto something here. They have not been. The only other point they picked up was a draw away to Hibernian. And now they're bottom of the table, minus 10 goal difference after 8 games. I have a feeling they may be on the way back down. And in the second game of this episode, we'll be up against Celtic. One kind of important bit of transfer news to tell you about. So Stelios Makarinitis is no longer playing with us. We sold him to Metz for about £2.5 million because he did not want to sign a new contract and he was going to leave on the free. And I couldn't really let that happen. And it was really annoying because he's a really, really good player. However, I did put into the sale that we have a buyback clause of £5 million. So should we want to buy him back, which, spoiler, we will, is only going to cost us £5 million, which I'm very much, probably, almost certainly going to use, if not this summer, then the next summer, something like that. Something to Metz team, not like an Arsenal where his price is going to rocket, something like that. His wages are going to rocket. Very similar wages. He's getting about £8,000 a week with us. 11,000 he's getting here at Metz. We'll hopefully bring him back, but keep an eye on him. Remember him. We might bring him back, but he's not here at the moment. So that does mean at the moment that our midfield partnership has become Burton and Castro, which I'm not going to complain about. I've been very happy with Robbie Burton when he was here on loan and now permanently. So the two of them get to play in the middle of the park, with Velasquez being the backup there and Andre Woods as well. So the injuries we've got at the moment, you can't just see because of my head, but Egan Riley's out injured, Andre Woods is as well, as is Charles Bolly, unfortunately, seeing as he's been scoring a lot of our goals. So it means our team's going to look like this. We're going to play Much in goal, and Hamilton will be partnered by Hardley today. I had went back to Hamilton and Spence in the last couple of games, but I'll give Hardley the game today. Kolkovas on the left and Logan playing on the right hand side. Logan had kind of lost his right back position to CJ Egan Riley, but Egan Riley is now injured. Button and Cash up in the middle with Tate just in front. Richards coming back onto the right hand side after his injury. You can see his sharpness is being lost, but hopefully it will improve with him playing some more games. Burke's going to get the start on the left hand side, and Finn Malcolm's going to get the game up front. He had an alright game last time out against Dundee United, I want to say, is when he started up front for us and played quite well. And then he played well against Motherwell as well. Didn't score a goal, but linked up a lot of play. You can see there his ratings were, 7.4 and 6.9. That's all right. Better than what Graham's been doing, which is very annoying because Graham is now losing value, even though I bought him for £18 million going on to 30. He's not really developing how I would like. So hopefully Finn Malcolm scores goals today. If not, we'll bring on Alan Graham and see if he can score some goals. So you can see the goals are kind of been spread around the team. Charles Bolly with 7, but the rest has been a lot of folks. See Burke and Tate with 3, Castrop with 2, Graham with 2. Lots of players with 1 as well. Nicely spread out, but we would like our striker to start scoring some goals. I have now put them to the deep lying forward to try and get them involved in the play a bit more, and maybe that can help out. I've moved it between advanced forwards and poacher and now deep lying forward, and deep lying forward seems to be working best. But we'll see how we get on today against Queen's Park. So here we go. The game kicks off and we want to dominate from the beginning. Kolkovas swings it in and Hamilton nearly gets an early goal for us. Queen's Park are playing a very weird formation, 4-1-3-2. Seems to be a 4-4-2, but with a defensive midfielder and a centre mid instead of 2 centre mids or 2 defensive mids. And Tate's won the ball off that defensive mid there. He drives forward. He tries to dink it over Wallacott. That's an interesting name for the goalkeeper, but it didn't quite come off. You see there, very strange, just above my face. There you go, just above there you can see the formation. Very strange indeed. Frustratingly, we've not had any more highlights. We've totally dominated the game. 70% possession, 8 shots to their none, but we have not actually done anything, which is very annoying indeed. Tell the boys to go and buck their ideas up and see what we can do in this second half. In fact, immediately I'm going to make a change and Finn Malcolm can come off and Alan Graham come on, who should be our number 1 striker, remember, Graham. So let's see if we can get a goal with him. 9 shots now, still lots of possession for us, an hour played. Come on, something's got to happen here. And indeed there is a highlight, but unfortunately Queen's Park appear to have the ball. They're Koike playing left back, it looks for them. Boys into Koike and Kirby, and the ball played forward to Robert in behind Logan. This will be a frustrating if with their first shot they get a goal. It's bounced off and it's a good save from Much. Does that count as 2 shots? It only counts as 1 according to the statistics. But goodness me, we really are not playing well at all here. Darren Burke can come off and Larice can come on for him. And possibly some changes in the midfield. Robbie Burton can come off and Velasquez can play in there. We've got 15 minutes to go. Larice gets the ball back to Tate. Tate swings it in toward the back post. Hamilton heads it and Larice, and it's cleared off the line. Can Hamilton swing it in? He can, but it's not going to a Kilmarnock man. And are we seriously going to struggle here? Demand more. Come on. We've got 5 minutes to go. How can we not score a goal against Queen's Park, who are bottom of this table? Totally dominated the game and we're going to drop points away to Queen's Park. This was a game I wanted to show you because I was almost certain there was going to be goals, and we've ended up drawing 0-0. I'm going to tell them that's simply not good enough today. That wasn't good enough. There's no excuses. They seem motivated by that, and that was very, very disappointing indeed. That point does leave us just 3 points behind Celtic, and we play Celtic in this game. But we're certainly going to have to play a lot better against Celtic than we did against them there, because Celtic just won 5-0 against Dunfermline. So here we are, ready for the Celtic game, and the team looks like this. Much in goal with Hamilton, Hardley, Logan, Kokavas being the back four, same as last time. Burton and Kastrup also going to play in the midfield. Tate just in front, Richards on the right, and here come the two changes. Bolly, who is ready for 75 minutes. He can play on the left-hand side today, and we'll bring back Alan Graham up front. We had a bit of a word with him. He had a conversation with me, saying he was going to vow to end his goal drought. I said, well, buck your ideas up, and he went, oh, that's a bit harsh. So his morale slightly down, but maybe he realises that I want him to play slightly better, and maybe he will in this game. So here we go against Celtic. Bertrand Traoré is playing for Celtic, and we remember the last few times he played against Celtic, he scored quite a few goals, so hopefully that doesn't happen today. Celtic with the throw in here, Laird into Turnbull. I've just noticed that both of our centre backs are yellow carded. That can't be good for us in the long run. Laird gets the ball on the right hand side, it's out, and Mauro Jr. scores his third goal of the season for Celtic. There's been 11 shots in this game in the first 20 minutes. A very exciting game indeed for the fans, but I would much prefer if Hardley headed the ball to his own team as he cleared it there. Instead it went to Laird. Laird swung it in, and Fernandes flicks it onto an unmarked Mauro Jr. at the back post, and he scores his third of the season. 1-0 to Celtic. And we reach half time, 1-0. What is it with these games? Recently I've showed you some games that have not been exciting at all. Hopefully this one gets a little bit more exciting. Maybe it can start here. Logan with the ball here on the right hand side into Graham, who misses a good slide challenge from the Celtic defender. Graham really needs to be scoring chances like that, but unfortunately he hasn't been. Kastrup with the ball finds Bolly. There's a lot of Celtic players behind the ball here, and Bolly gives it away. Kastrup wins it back though. Graham finds Tate, and Tate gets the ball. What's he going to do? He hits it, and it's gone wide of the goal. Graham getting involved in the build-up play there, but not shooting himself, obviously. But it's good to see him getting involved. Corner kick from Bolly, swung into the back post, and it's cleared off the line by Celtic. A lot of good chances here for Kilmarnock. And another one might come here. Logan with the free kick finds Burton. Over to Kastrup, into Tate and Bolly. And we've got the overlap with Kokavas. And Kokavas hits it, and it's somehow gone in. It's gone through the legs. It looks like a classing. But 70 minutes on the clock, and it's 1-0. We've dominated this kind of second half. We really have. We've had about 8 shots compared to Celtic's 1. You see the ball worked well across the midfield here. Bolly gets it. Finds Kokavas. He hits it, and that really shouldn't be going in, but it is nonetheless. We're not going to complain about it. A goal for us and Kokavas. We're on top here. Bolly swings the ball in, and Hamilton hits it in. And why do you need strikers to score goals when 2 of your defenders are doing it? Kokavas and Hamilton. 2 goals for the 2 defenders here. 2 goals in 2 minutes, in fact. Nice ball into the front post from the corner, and it's headed in nicely. And kindly they didn't give offside for the man marking the goalkeeper from us there. It's a free kick for us again. More domination. Tate swings it in and hardly scores, and that's 3 goals from 3 defenders. Who needs attackers when you can score with your defenders? Fantastic headed goal from Hardley at the back post. They are leaping above everyone else, and Killie are winning 3-1. Goodness me, I don't want to make any changes. We're playing so well. Let the time tick down here. An absolutely dominant second half performance here. And we've got the ball again. Hamilton plays it short to Burton, and he gets it back, and it goes down the line to Logan. And what can we do here? Logan down the line. Maybe swings the ball in. Does indeed to Richards and Tate. And that's flicked in by Alan Graham. What a fantastic way for Alan Graham to score a goal. He vowed to end his goal scoring drought, and he has here indeed, flicking on that ball from Dylan Tate. What a performance here in this second half especially. Richards plays the ball to Tate, and Graham flicks in. It was probably going in anyway. He kind of nicked that goal off them, but what a headed goal from Alan Graham. It's a tight offside. It says we'll see quite how tight it is. I'm not sure what we're looking at there, but it wasn't offside, and it's a headed finish for Alan Graham. And again, I'm just going to let The time ticked down here. No changes. Why ruin a winning formula? Hamilton heads it clear and finds Tate. And could this be another goal for us? Could we make it 5-1? Tate advances down the right hand side. He's got men in the middle if he needs them. Tate swings it in and it's away from Celtic. I was thinking we could have had a chance there. Graham was available in the middle, but it didn't quite go to him. And now we've got the ball passing about at the back here. Hardly finds Kastrup. Out to Bolly on the left hand side, who switches it to Richards. Richards down that right hand side gets challenged. Logan collects the ball though and hits it, and that was nearly all 4 defenders scoring a goal in this game. That was a great save, possibly at the post. I'm not quite sure how it happened, but it didn't go in anyway. Tate with the ball, and it's gone out for a corner, and surely that's the end of the game, ref. Give that whistle a blow. We're happy to end the game now. Bolly swings in this corner. Headed clear. There's just seconds to go and he's offside, and that's surely the end of the game. Klassen clears the ball forward. It's headed away. Come on, ref. We're well over the 3 minutes added on. And indeed, we have finished the game with a 4-1 annihilation of Celtic. That second half performance in particular, outstanding when everyone goes from Kokavas, Hamilton, Hardley. They're the ones you expected, weren't they? Not at all. And Alan Graham getting himself on the score sheet, ending his drought. What a comeback that was. That was outstanding. That's fantastic. It takes us top of the league. Oh, that is nice to look at. Motherwell do still have a game in hand, though, so they might jump ahead of us. But we go ahead of Celtic on goal difference after 10 games. Oh, that's exactly what I wanted to see. And as you can see from the results there, Motherwell lost their game in hand against Rangers, so that means that we are top of the table at the moment after 10 games. Ourselves and Celtic on 21, Rangers on 20, Motherwell on 19. It's actually fairly close to the full table there, to be honest, so it'll be interesting to see how this progresses in the second quarter of the season. But I play a lot of that second quarter off camera. We've got no Europe this season, fairly boring to watch. I'm going to try and batter right through this season, get to the end of, and hopefully get into Europe for next season. So I'll come back at the end of December. At the moment, I'm thinking Hamilton and Dundee United. Those games are quite close together towards the end of that December period before our winter break. But if games get moved about, I'll adjust it accordingly. But just know that we'll come back just before the January transfer window, and then we'll have one probably after that, at the start of February, just after the transfer window, and see what transfers we make. But if you did enjoy that emphatic victory over Celtic, please do leave a like. What a comeback from the boys. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until the next one, see you then.